What is up, YouTube? Welcome to PanFro Games, and we just got the newest 7-star raid for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, and it's everyone's favorite world champion, Dark Tera Incineroar, and we're gonna break it all down here. But this one could be definitely one of the harder starter raids out there. Incineroar, after all, is a world champ. And of course, guys, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe if you're new. I really appreciate it. Consider supporting the channel by joining PanFam by hitting that join channel member button below. So this raid is actually coming this week. So Dark Tera Incineroar with the mightiest mark is coming September 5th at 5 p.m. Pacific, which is going to be 8 p.m. Eastern, and it's going to last all weekend from September 5th to September 8th. Then he'll come back September 12th to September 15th, but not only with just Incineroar, but it's also going to be 5-star Blissey raids that are going to be dropping a lot of loot. So these are going to be the Tera Shard Blissey raids. So if you need to fill up on your Tera Shards, then those Blissey raids are going to be a godsend for you. However, they really need to do Stella Tera Shards because that's the one shard that I'm always out of and I would love to have for this raid. But Incineroar is definitely a very strong Pokemon. You know, it's going to have that Dark Tera, so it's going to get stabbed from Dark moves already, but the additional Tera boost on it, which is definitely going to be absolutely devastating, so you got to be prepared for that. Now, since this is a 7-star raid, we know that it's going to have its hidden ability. Like all the other starters, I'm assuming Incineroar will have its hidden ability, Intimidate. And Intimidate is really great. So it's going to start the raid, put everyone's attack to -1. However, if you are a Defiant or a competitive user, you will be getting either +2 attack with Defiant or +2 special attack with Competitive. So you could use that to your advantage. I mean, I know Annihilate has Defiant, so that could be a good option here as well. Just a couple of things to actually think about when you're building your Pokemon. But looking at the stats of Incineroar, it has 95 HP, so it's actually pretty bulky on that front. 90 defense and 90 special defense. So overall, a very bulky Pokemon. We will see if we can take it out in just one hit. And of course, I will have a guide later on the one-hit KO. Hopefully it can be an actual one turn instead of the 2 turns I've been having to do recently. It's going to be definitely a physical attacker because it does have 115 physical attack. And Fire and Dark are both its stab types, with Dark getting the Tera boost. So it is going to hit even harder on those in general, which is going to, you know, make it pretty deadly. And especially a lot of Fire and Dark type physical moves are very strong too. Now, I don't think we'll have any good special attacking moves. 80 special attack, it's pretty pivotal, and it's only going to be 60 speed. So the good thing is we're going to be able to outspeed it very easily, which is going to be allowing us to heal before it actually does damage to us, which is great for a lot of Shell Bell Pokemon in general. Now, because it is a dark type with the Tera, it's only going to be weak to 3 things. Bug, which I would not recommend Bug because it is also a fire type, so it will have stab fire moves to beat something like a Scizor, so I would not recommend Bug types in general. But Fighting is good because Fighting does resist Dark, which is great, and you could do Fairy. Now, Fairy will be resisting Dark as well, and I think both are going to be phenomenal options, but honestly, whether you're doing physical or special attackers, both of them are going to be about the same here, except for the Intimidate factor. So if you're a physical attacker who, you know, doesn't have a way to boost up their stats well, or doesn't have Defiant, then you can be in a problem. So maybe special attackers might have a little bit of an advantage in this raid. Now, looking at the moveset of Incineroar, this Pokemon is incredibly deadly because it knows a lot of great moves. Now, looking at moves by level up, Flare Blitz is obvious, the one that sticks out the most. I can definitely see it have Flare Blitz. We saw Emboar have Flare Blitz, so it's not uncommon for the raid Pokemon to have recoil moves in general. It also has Bulk Up, so it could try to set up on the physical side, which could be absolutely devastating given that +1 attack and +1 defense. So might be imperative for us to bring support Pokemon like that have Clear Smog to remove the stats, or Pokemon who just don't care about plus defense and have like a strong special attacker that can really deal with that. Now, it will most likely have a signature move, Darkest Lariat, which is an 85 physical attack dark type move. Very good move because it ignores all of the stat changes on the opponent's side. So if I was +6 defense, Darkest Lariat would ignore it all. It would also ignore the evasion boost I would have as well. So Darkest Lariat is something that we're going to need to prepare for, and I just would not count on boosting our defense to get through this raid. It could work out decently for using a Body Press Pokemon, but even then, you're not going to be reducing your damage, so Body Press might not be the way to go with this raid, but we'll have to wait and see. Now, if it has Flare Blitz and is going to have Darkest Lariat and maybe Bulk Up, let's see what the other moves that it could have here. So Pokemon I was thinking that could be really good to beat this, that it might cover for, would be something like Primarina and like Belly Drum Azumarill. They could be really awesome in this raid, but the one thing that would definitely beat them would be something like a Bulk Up Thunder Punch type of build on the Incineroar. That could be absolutely devastating, especially towards the end of the raid. So it could have Thunder Punch for coverage. Other great coverage moves is always going to be something like Earthquake. Just covers a lot of threats in general. And, you know, for fairy types, we're looking at poison and steel options, and let's see if it has any poison and steel options on the physical side. It does have Iron Head, so I can definitely see something like Iron Head come out and hit all the fairy types. But if you are water and fairy, it's going to be neutral to you. So the only thing, if you are Zoomer or Primarina, the only thing you really have to worry about is going to be something like Thunder Punch in general. I mean, it has a bunch of other stuff. If you are a dark type, it could have like close combat. If you have set up screens, it could have brick break. There's a lot of different options that it can have here in this slot. It does have a lot of other good special moves too, but I just don't really think it's going to be relying on that special attacking side as much. It does get Swords Dance as a TM. I just think Bulk Up would be a higher priority just because it is a move learned by Level Up, and they tend to try to fill up with more Level Up moves. It does get Will-O-Wisp, but I just don't see that happening because it already has Intimidate. And it could have Sunny Day to boost the damage of something like Flare Blitz. That's definitely a possibility there too. And because it is a Dark Tera, and you know, it already is a Dark type, it could use Taunt and try to prevent us from doing any sort of setup. So something like a Mental Herb could be necessary in this raid. But honestly, Incineroar can definitely be a threat. Very good bulk overall. Its biggest weakness is its lack of speed. So the big key to this raid is outspeeding it, hitting it with stab, super effective attacks, and getting your HP back. Beauty of this is, you know, there's amazing moves like Draining Kiss that can be stab super effective, and Drain Punch, stab super effective again. So there is going to be a lot of great Pokemon to fit into this slot. I already mentioned, I think Azumarill will be pretty good. Primarina could be pretty good in here. I think even Annihilate, I know people, you know, will say Annihilate's pretty terrible for this because, you know, it's a neutral to dark, especially when it tears Ghost. Wouldn't use this as a Rage Fist Pokemon, but I would use it as like a Drain Punch metronome machine. Same thing with maybe like an Iron Hands too. There's a couple of other options we can go over, but I'll have my video of all my raid guides in a moment, so definitely check out the channel for that. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe on this video, and I'll also have my other video out about the one-hit KO strat that will hopefully come out in a couple days, so stay tuned for all that. Anyways, guys, have a good one. Peace out, and I'll catch you again next time. Adios.